Sir, shall we start, sir?
Hello.
Sir, shall I start, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. I am Shilpa, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, GRIT. Would like to welcome you all for 1 week FTP on artificial intelligence impacts on telemedicine. Dear participants, today is the first day of 1 week FTP. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome today's resource person, Dr. Chinmaya Chakrabarti. Dr. Chinmaya Chakrabarti is an assistant professor in the Electronics and Communication Engineering, Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra, India. He worked at the Faculty of Science and Technology, ICFA University, Agartala, Tripura, as a senior lecturer. He worked as a research consultant in the Coal India project at Industrial Engineering and Management, IIT Kharagpur. He worked as a project coordinator of the Telecommunication Convergence Switch project on the Indo-US Joint Initiative. He also worked as a network engineer in system administration in MSPL India. His main research interests include the Internet of Medical Things, wireless body sensor networks, telemedicine, mHealth or eHealth, and medical imaging. Dr. Chakrabarti has published more than 120 papers at reputed international journal conferences, book chapters, more than 20 books, and more than 16 special issues. He is an editorial board member in the different journals and conferences. He is serving as a guest editor of many journals and also a reviewer for international journals. He has served as a publicity chair member at renowned international conferences, including so many peer-reviewed journals. Dr. Chakravarti is a member of Internet Society, Mission Intelligent Research Labs, and Institute of Engineering and Research Publication. He received a Best Session Runner-Up Award, Young Research Excellence Award, Global Peer Review Award, Young Faculty Award, and Outstanding Researcher Award. He was a speaker for AICT, DST-sponsored FTP, and CEP short-term courses. So we welcome you, sir, for today's session on talk on evolution of telemedicine, advances in telemedicine. So over to Chakrabarti, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Sir. 1 minute, sir. I'll allow you to share the screen.
Post disable participants.
Yeah, I'm making it.
Screen sharing.
So now you can share the screen. Sir, now you are the host. Okay.
Is it visible?
Yeah, yes, sir. Visible.
Okay. So, thank you very much, ma'am, and so thanks to Dr. Anil Kumar for inviting me or giving me the opportunity for interacting with the participant as well as respective faculty members. And thank you very much. So today means I will discuss regarding the evolution of telemedicine and advances in telemedicine, and particularly for over the next generation networks, or you can say that is a for upcoming societal applications point of view, that is how telemedicine will work in a suitable way. What is the screen?
Sir, full screen. Can you keep it full screen?
Is it okay?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So this is my before going to present and today's presentations, like the recent books means I have published like a Springer and other publisher also, and CRC or even elsewhere. And next some editorial works right now, the guest editor of few journals including IEEE and the Springer also. Next, outline of today's presentations. So first I'd like to present like telemedicine basics, and with in the help of Internet of Things. So that's why I believe, I strongly believe that all of you know the basics of telemedicines. But somehow that is my objective is that this is the interactive session. So that's here I will give you the research oriented, like means in the help of the Internet of Things, in healthcare perspective, like wireless sensor networks, and as well as the communication networks. So each and every sectors are directly associated with the telemedicine, and they are in the help of those that is the telemedicine can become more beneficial. Like a telemedical application and Industry 4.0 or Health 4.0 and the tele robotics point of view we'll discuss. And another one is telemedical data processing. Actually, three parts. One is data acquisition and data acquisition from the sensors. And after that, after acquiring the data and how to process the data over the wireless media, and how to process the biomedical data, specifically, you can say the telemedical data over the wireless communication systems. And after that, the end, another third point is the data manipulation. That is, if you will consider like a server, so that's why directly you can store the data in the server, and otherwise that is you can keep the data in the cloud computing. So that's why one is the data acquisition, another one is the data processing or data communication, another part is data manipulation or data validations. And each and every sector from data acquisition to data validations, like some adaptive or proper decision making unit is required. So that's why somehow AI plays a big role for each and every step, like so many devices are embedded during the processing of data. So that's why each and every device having own decision making systems. So that's why somehow we need to design like adaptive decision making systems for minimizing the power, for finding the optimal route. So last means two example, like a case study related means we will discuss. Like one is wounds. Wound means this is the chronic wound ulcer imaging. How to process the chronic wound ulcer imaging in the help of the telemedicine, and how to process the epileptical data means in the help of the telemedicines. So as well as some machine learning concept we will discuss a little bit in here related to the telemedicine. So this is the plan of today's presentations. Like one session is there, so that's why I will give you the summary of the little bit in the help of the different dimensions like telemedicine, telesurgery, and data processing, mobile telemetry concept, like a different socket layering architecture, communication layering architecture, and error handling, biomedical data, uh, loss prevention technology, like a wireless sensor network, wireless body area sensor network, you could say, and sensor cloud, e-health, electronic health, and mobile health, different decision-making unit like learning or federated or collaborative learning strategies, how to improve the healthcare sessions, and as well as epileptical seizure detection under telemed IoT and remote chronic monitoring with the help of the machine learning approach under the telemedicine networks. So telemedicine means, what do you mean by telemedicine? Telemedicine means that is how to process the telemedicine, how to process the medical data over the means communication systems. That means this is the telemedicines. And here, that is before going to discuss any kind of presentations related to this telemedicine or any biomedical data or any communication system, first need to study the Gardner's chart. So here you see this is the means revolutionary area, like a different means technologies means giving the more tremendous effort but tremendous application towards our life. Okay, like IoT platform and virtual assistant and blockchain we'll discuss in a little bit. That is how it plays a big role, like a connected device, like a smart city concept and smart society, and that is a smart healthcare basically. So that's why so many emerging technologies can play a big role So this is the emerging chart in 2018 and 2019 also be there, like one major communication technology like a 5G. 5G already came into the picture after 2010, and we'll discuss in later. And second, last year 2020, Gartner chart. Here, one interesting point is there, like a data ontology and graphs. So ontology and graphs, this is the if you can apply in biomedical sector. So that's why it will be the another imaging area for data mapping, data ontology. Data means disease spreading probability, how to measure it, how to calculate it. Okay. Another one, so many techniques are there, like generative artificial intelligence and composite AI, adaptive ML. Okay, responsible AI is also the another important part. And also, this is the data fabric. One point is there, like some embedded artificial intelligence in the help of data fabric in data integration. Data integration. You are means collecting the data from different kind of body-owned sensors. So that's why this is the massive data. So how to handle the massive data? So that's a massive data fusion. This is the one of the emerging area in upcoming technological era. And this is same case. Means this is the recent technological growth. So mainly the communication is going to means build up the faster and providing the faster connectivity in the help of the IoT. So Internet of Things plays a big role for carrying any kind of biomedical data. Okay, even telemedicine also mapped with the Internet of Things. So the main platform is that yesterday technologies, they are mainly depend on the telemedicine and present scenario. This is the telehealth, telecare, mHealth, eHealth, and personal health also. So telemedicine utilizes the information and telecommunication technology to transfer the medical information for diagnostic therapy and education purpose. And in the help of the ICT, information communication technologies, that is how to process the biomedical data. And some means patient-centric data and doctor list, doctor specialization related. So biomedical data mainly how to process, how to visualize with by in front of patient, in front of doctors. That means tele health. Telecare, this is also transfer the medical information for diagnostic and therapy purpose. So like a telecare means that telerobotics can play a big role in these dimensions. Okay. Main problem is there, that is a why telemedicine in the first question. Like in the rural area, mostly the aged people are facing a lot of problem. Because of that, there is short of doctors. So you can say the unavailability of the doctor, nurses, or general practitioners, specialized doctors in rural and semi-urban areas. And if you move from one rural area to the urban area, so that means wastage of time and money. So that's why for getting a proper appointment by the doctor. So non-emergency referral cases 70 to 75%. So these are the problems. So that's why in the help of the telemedicine, our main objective is that is how to provide the better treatment modalities to the patients, to the rural area patient, to the rural patient, to the needy persons, okay, or the aged people basically. And as per WHO report, means approximately 17.5 million people die due to the heart attacks and each year, and more than 256 million people suffer from the diabetes, and it will increasing up to the 380 million in 2025. So it is prevented in the help of the wireless body area network, and wireless sensor network. And under this wireless sensor network, wireless body area sensor network, because of that, we are extracting the data from the patient body owned sensors, okay, based on the telemedicine systems. This is the pictures basically after 2016, I'm not updated yet. So motivation, basically patient losses a days wise, and has to pay for the travel expenses, and appointment with the doctor it's not guaranteed, and many cases are extremely travel non emergency type. Doctor charge a lot of money. So that's why this is the means one present scenario I have given, lot of cars, and this process is there. But our intention is that, or our objective is that, how to give the better treatment modalities to all the patients who are belongs to the rural area or urban area. There is no problem. Okay. And as well, another thing is there, we need to eliminate some manual errors, like a and doctor visual observation versus automated diagnostic tool. So we'll discuss in last stage. And as well as we would like to replace the manual prescription. Better to keep in the electronic database with respect to the with the particular patient ID respective. Telemedicine applications, it plays the tremendous role in the different sector, like disaster management and continuing the medical education and the public awareness and disease surveillance, the program tracking and remote consultation and the critical care monitoring is the vital point. Another one is the second opinion on the complex interpretations. Complex data, that means data ontology or data mapping or knowledge graph can also belongs under this section, like a telemonitoring and procedure, so like a surgery or robotical surgery. And another point is there, this is the teletrauma. Teletrauma, that means that is a suppose one accident is there in the road, so that's why one ambulance is there that is having all telemedical means gadgets. So that's why before coming to road to hospital, so automatically treatment will be started. So that's why the mortality rate can be reduced in this way. And here home care or ambulatory monitoring or disease management. So these are the different areas belongs under the telemedicine systems. And here the one example, like some rural area, like different locations are there, and they consider different lease line. Here actually dotted line means the less bandwidth is there, so you can transmit the data through these two parts. Actually, data transmission mode of transmission, basically the two parts. One is the stored and forward approach, another one the real time interactive data processing. So that's why stored and forward means that any clinic by any hospital, this is stored the data and they are sending the at a time, stored and forward at a time. And if any emergency data will come, then through the live streaming, you can communicating with the better hospitals like AIMS Delhi or Vellore CMC kind of things. So that's why these are the real scenario connectivity point of view. I have discussed in here. Second means lease line. Lease line means the data rate is high. Because of that, suppose Calcutta Apollo to Delhi AIMS Super Specialty Hospital, they are directly communicating. So that's why here lease line is 2 Mbps, and another one is some sub centers, some medical centers like lease line is there 12 Mbps. That data rate is significant less in this structure. Okay, I have already mentioned here. Second, the scope of telemedicine systems. Number one, the important types, like between multiple carriers without patient involvement, one or more carriers and the patient, and real-time and store and forward already discussed. And as well as we need to expertise the people. So that's why between non-expert and expert, non-expert person, patient to the internet expert. So that's why teleeducation is required. Telemonitoring means transferring the clinical information from rural area to the urban area, and then as well as telesurgery is also possible in the help of the telemedicine system. And you know that is in the COVID scenario, the government of India, this is all focuses on the telemedicine tremendously. So that's a few work is going on telemedicine based COVID diagnostic design, the patient monitoring, you can say. And here, this subject, this slide, basically the roadmap of Internet of Things I am giving because of that, what our requirements, because of that, why we are thinking for Internet of Things. Because of that, that is a telemedicine has become plays an important role in the healthcare sector under the IoT. So that's why Internet of Medical Things, you can say by Internet of Healthcare Things. So different teleoperation, televisions, and ability to monitor or control the distant objects. Okay. So patient-centric data, how to acquire the data, how to process the data, and how to process the data in this part this is the healthcare data, how to process the healthcare data. So basically in the help of Internet of Medical Things. So telemedical data can be processed using the Internet of Medical Things. Okay, total process. The father is the telemedicine, and Internet of Medical Things, this is the child. Okay, so where we are, because of that, means the learning period is massive impact of life and different business and global economy, and economy can be increasing the more in the help of the telemedicine. So there will be the massive influx data from the different connected medical devices, and as well as some data like raw data or unstructured data or unpredictable data. And you know that is if you will do some coding related part in the Python, so that's why you need to convert means the .csv format. Okay, so that's why data synthesization or means data means super finding is required. So tuning is required actually. Okay, and need the act mainly the need or innovation in the sense of technology and set up the intelligent network like a intelligent network means AI-based network like adaptive technology. If you'd like to implement like means adaptive intelligent net in the help of AI, if we would like to design like a intelligent network, so it will be very much beneficial for our transmitting any kind of data. And superior the high performance cloud computing, because of that server having a own capacity, but in cloud computing cloud server is not having a much capacity. So that's why you can extend the capacity in the help of cloud computing. So this is much more secure. Okay, and security, this is a small discussion. Because of that, in the security structure, basically first need to establish the trust, and next the identity. Identity means validate the identity of the people, service, or things means objects, and different. And if you will process for transferring the any kind of data from source to one end user to another end user, or transmitting end to the server end, so need to protect the data. How to protect the biomedical data? So that's why trust, identity, and privacy, protection, safety, and security that is highly recommended for this sector. Okay, and healthcare devices deal with the private information, private and emergency information, and as well as we need to protect. Suppose you are sending one patient information, but end of the day you receive the another patient information. So that's why you need to apply some better protection algorithms in this case. So that's why some first we need to identify the requirement and what are the major challenges we need to find out, and different attacks, and some advisory risks and consequences that belong under the security services. This is the different research area. So that's why first if you will do something on secured health data processing, so you need to find out any on this, and then you need to apply the different means cryptography systems. Okay, so requirement mainly the confidentiality, data integrity, and authentication, availability, data freshness. I know that is you all of you know this part, so that's why I'm giving the title, not discussing in details. And major challenges is the computational limitations. Okay, suppose if you'll do something in your computer taking much more time, so that's why whatever you are doing something, you need to minimize the complexity. So anyone is asking that measure the computational complexity, computational time. Okay, and memory limitation, this is another part. Energy limitation and mobility means that is a suppose in the mobile device you are accessing the data through your mobile, and as well as you are moving to another place to another one place to another place. So that's why handoff also associated with this kind of mobility by mobile devices. So that's why in that time maybe data can be lost. So how to protect it? Okay, and scalability and communication media. And media means your shared medium, you can say, like means your multiple access. Suppose I'm saying the multiple access, what is the main strategies of multiple access, like how to put a data frame into the shared common channel. Okay, so in here that is a different type of multiple access means technologies are there, like TDMA, time division multiple access, that used for the GSM or second generation cellular structure, like a CDMA and FDMA having the soft capacity limit. Okay, this is the one of the major advantage in this here. And multiplicity of the device, and as well as we are handling the different heterogeneous devices, and they are generating the heterogeneous data. So that's why different means each and every device having their own characteristic, and so we need to map. Okay, So dynamic network topologies are there, and here multiple means multi-protocol structure and dynamic security. Because of that, as per your based on your data, you need to apply the suitable security mechanism. Blockchain actually security means your yesterday networks. That means your security, cryptography, analysis like steganography, and means your nowadays that is a cyber physical system or CPS, and blockchain plays a big role for transferring any kind of data, and specifically for medical data. So it will be better if you consider in the blockchain based. Blockchain means nothing. Blockchain means suppose source to destination you are having the 10 device. So each and every device having own means intelligent intelligence. So they are taking the decision and scrutinize the data, and then extract the original information and process to the next device. So that's why end of the day you are receiving only the original information. There is no means raw information will be present in that case. So that's why in this structure the blockchain network plays a big role, or different sector like interoperability, scalability, and storage and social acceptance, and different standardization point of view. Okay, and standardization just I'm going to means I'm giving you one short means demo like a IEEE 802.1. This is means high performance LAN. IEEE 802.2, this is the local means logical link control LLC. Okay, and IEEE 802.3, this is the WLAN, means Ethernet interfacing. So why WLAN is become strong? Because of that, in the help of IEEE 802.3. Next, your IEEE 0.5, this is a means your mesh network, but token ring you can say, and .6 technology, dual queue, dual bus, and .11 standard. This is basically the WLAN and Wi-Fi you can say, and .15 standard. This is the wireless PAN or wireless personal area network, or you can say the wireless passive area networks. Like a IEEE 802.15.1, this is the Bluetooth. IEEE 802.15.3, this is the ultra wideband like this. And the next .4 technology 15.4, that is a Zigbee. So this is means your short range communication perspective, it will be better for considering this kind of networks. And IEEE 802.16.16e, this is the WiMAX or optical broadband. Actually, India in that time having a two option. One is the WiMAX, means optical broadband, and another one is the 4G LTE. But India chosen the 4G LTE system, long term evolution. Because of that, the optical fiber implementation, this is the big job or cost effective. Okay. So here the required means required the standardization is required for processing any kind of data. Okay, and this is a strength and weakness. Like a strength means cost effective and speedy access of the medical data. This is the autonomous and temper proof of information sharing. But weakness is also there, like a lack of storage capacity. So for a large amount of medical data, so that's why cloud computing is better. And if you'd like to apply like a fog computing or kind of edge computing point of view, so that case that is you can means gather the means your secure data in the cloud server. Okay, and these are the opportunity like a lower fraud risk in the medical supply chain, and beneficiaries get more control over the data. Okay, and anonymity of data will help to the medical research, and different threats is also associated with this. Different threats means the social adoption of the technology, but this is something is non-standardized. If you consider the non-standardized means protocol, so that's why your data maybe your data going to the loss. So that's why if medical data is going to loss, mean this is the big problem. So that's why proper interoperability by interconnectivity, internetworking function, or interconnectivity is required, highly recommended for transmitting any kind of data when this data is processed through the gateway. Okay, so here one discussion means one comparison like internet of medical things and blockchain. Okay, actually these two parts belongs under the telemedicine. Okay, internet of medical thing, this is the chronic condition management, and blockchain basically the supply chain traceability and recall, and IOMT for medication adherence, and blockchain for credentiality, and remote patient monitoring for IOMT telemedicine based remote patient monitoring, that is IOMT plays a big role because of that, for addressing for means allocating the addresses, for data processing through the different means third layer or beyond third layer of the OSI structure, and blockchain for claim adjudication and asset monitoring for IOMT, and health plan enrollment and different business to business collaboration. So that's a blockchain plays a big role, and IOMT mainly means focuses on the different clinical research. Here the IoT, because of that, mainly means our intention is that we want to focus this kind of home care data, mean patient centric data, and to the means telemedical hub. Hub means this is the means your main center actually. Here patients, doctors, hospital, nursing home, and local doctor. Okay, they can associate it with this, and they can see the patient scenario, how to time to time, how to monitoring it, what is the means 1 month previous history. Based on the patient's 1 month previous history, they can predict the data. Okay, the last 1 month, these are the present means situation, means condition is there. This is the right condition. So yesterday means previous feature value, present feature value. So they can predict the better diagnostic modality systems. And IoT means in 1999, Kevin Aston is proposed this IoT concept. So that's why that is for handling the complex data basically. And IOMT increases the human machine interaction, which enhances the real-time health monitoring and patient engagement for the decision-making unit through the connected devices. Connected multiple number of devices are there for sensing the vital information in the real time. Maybe the real-time data monitoring system, and also the stored and forward means approach can be applied in here. In IOMT, the medical devices are equipped with the Wi-Fi and the wireless fidelity for the communication perspective. So that's why here that is a example is remote patient monitoring and tracking patient record location and collect the data from patients wearable devices data sets. Okay. And the IOMT marketplace in 2020 onwards, that is 156 billion. Okay, that started in the 36. So that's why in the 2020 onwards, the people are thinking over the means the data analytics, biomedical data analytics. So this is the data fusion and massive healthcare data fusion, how to handle it. Okay, so these are the one of the biggest challenges nowadays. And the architecture point of view, in the layering structure, you can see, I mean, the OSI actually, when we are discussing any kind of layering architecture, so first we need to map with the OSI structure, like a physical layer, mean transmitting the beats, and like a data frame means a data link transmitting the frames. This is the data link layer, and we're transmitting the packets. That means this is the third layer, the network layer, transmitting the segments. This is the transport layer and upper layer. So that's why in the lower part, this is mainly the process to process communications, and middle part, this is the host to host communications. Okay, and in the lower part, this is a node to node communication, like means data link layer on lower part. And middle part, this is the host to host communication systems, and upper part, this is mainly the process to process communication system. So based on these here, this is the 3 layering architecture came into the picture, like a local patient system and control. Okay, another one is the device connectivity and data management, and upper part some analytical solutions like application, how to map with the map the data with the cloud solutions, and how to analyze the data that are coming from the real-time basis. So real-time data analytics is also the major area of research in nowadays. So main advantage in here, like a patient benefit means real-time intervention or emergency situation, cost reduction, and reduce the morbidity and financial burden, and due to the less follow-up visits. And a healthcare perspective, you can say the optimal utilization of the resources and infrastructure. So infrastructure, mainly the 2 types. Actually, one is the infrastructure based, another one is the infrastructure less. The infrastructure less, that means that there is no server concept. So end user one and end user to another end user, they can directly interact, they can directly process the data and without the server concept. Okay, as well as reduce the response time. They reduce the response time means here that the one situation is there in basics of data communication here. See, that is the one side is the transmitter, another side is the receiver. Before sending any kind of data, first you need to establish the path. So path establishment is the first priority. So that's why you need to send the request message from sender to receiver end, and after getting the request message, then server generates the response command. After getting the response command, then you should able to transfer the data. If you will receive the negative acknowledgement, then resend the request message again. Okay, so that's why that is, I mean, faster response is required. Faster response. Okay, after getting the response, and then you can transmit the data. And as well as some device manufacturers are also associated like standardization and compatibility point of view with the uniformity of the data available and capability to sense and communicate the health related information to the remote locations. And on the other hand, the different technical challenges, they are like a security of the IoT data, like how to protect from the hacking and unauthorized use of data, lack of standards and communication protocol, and errors of patient data handling, and data integration mean data fabric. Okay, so data fabric means that is a each and every patient having different data set. Okay, so here you can apply data ontology concept because of for finding the similarity. Actually, 10 patients, so somehow 2-3 parameters is common. You need to find out. So that's why this is the semantic concept you can apply in here. If you apply some data ontology, so this is the main point, the main position to apply. Because of the 10 patients are there, 10 patients having 2-3 parameters is common to all. So need to extract this kind of parameters, and you need to design the one adaptive model. So that's why any kind of data is processing, so they take the minimal time. Okay, so that's why you need to find out the common response or common symptom strategy in the help of data ontology. Next, need for medical expertise. Like I have seen that is during in COVID period in many hospital like West Bengal and Jharkhand and Bihar, I have seen that is some medical expertise by doctors. They are giving the treatment modality with the patients through your mobile systems. That means this is the ML based mobile architecture. So managing device and diversity and interoperability is the one part. And last is the data volume. Better to remove the raw data, and you need to extract the raw data by using the proper filtration methods. And as well as you have to improve the performance. Two things. If you will consider the wireless connectivity, if you will processing the data through the wireless connection, so end of the day you need to measure the quality of the service. Quality of the service means this is the delay and variation of the two consecutive delay. That means this is the jitter, the delay, jitter, packet loss, throughput, reliability, utilization, some of these. This is known as the quality of service. Your intention is that if you'd like to process the data through the wireless communication system, you need to improve the quality of the service. And as well as some market challenges are there like FGC and compliance and the data overload in the healthcare facility. We need to minimize the data overload. Okay, and mobile agitations and the policy security and policy compliance. So that's why in the help of the tele-education, we need to expertise to the people. Okay, so this is the technology and how technology plays a big role for giving the better treatment, okay, to the patient and as well as the doctor also. So that's why technology enabled treatment is highly recommended is today's life. See here, one thing is there like suppose this is the surgery case, so how to some different imaging application and patient record and billing application. Like here you can apply some blockchain concept and server identity, and this is the mobile page means your patient data can be acquired through the mobile device. That means the mHealth, and you can monitor, but doctor can visible by laptop or any mobile device. So automatically the system in the help of some robotic surgery or any kind of things, you can do it by any other operational mechanism also. So IOMT, Internet of Medical Things, in healthcare, this is the nascent stage for the development and the enhance operational efficiency through the growing use of the network devices. The network means heterogeneous devices, and as well as data-driven decision making is highly means so likely to empower the caregivers for accurately monitoring the patients. And automation is required in healthcare monitoring, authentication, electronic healthcare, health records, how to protect the data, and how to provide the better security mechanism for in electronic health record and personal health record like this. So mainly the improving the healthcare monitoring and treatment outcomes. Recent developments in sensor network, cloud storage and computing, mobility and big data analytics. So that's why these are the major and upcoming areas to work. So people can work. And Internet of Robotic Things. Actually, this is the telesurgery. This is basically the telesurgery, and telesurgery in the help of the IoT. So that's why Internet of Things and robotics technologies combined together to provide the ambient sensing and ambient intelligence, ambient localizations. Okay, for defining the class of application to deliver the value. So reprogrammable and multifunctional manipulator is designed. Okay, for particular this Internet of Robotic Things. Here, 4 parts is there. One is the mobility process, some form of the mobility. Another one is the programmability and the sensor and flexibility. These are the 4 key points that belongs by 4 characteristics. You can say that belongs under the IoT. The main objective is there for understanding the current scenario. What is the need of the robotics in surgery? So that's why in the help of the telemedicine, the doctor in USA, he can giving the procedure, and based on this, suppose Mumbai doctors, they are treating the patients. Okay, so that's why the Mumbai doctor in the help of the robotics. You should program the systems so robotics can do each and everything as per your instruction that are provided by the expert. Okay. And present scenario in robotic surgery equipment manufacturing report as per this, that you see, this is artificial limbs, and here the person is moving from lower ports in the upper stairs. So here in this data is processed to the cloud also in the help of the wireless systems. So like this is the robotics procedure. This is automatically means generating the data, and this data processed to the cloud. Okay. So that's why this is the one of the application that belongs under the IoT. And robotics in healthcare, basically the unique synergy between the medicine, life, and health science, and many sub-disciplines, like 3 parts basically. One is the surgeon or expert, another one is the hospital, another one is the patients. So surgeon means improve the patient care and enable the complex tasks, and drive 3D vision, enhance dexterity and superior ergonomics and compatible seated posture, less blood loss. So many points are there. In hospital, basically the increased efficiency, potential reduced cost, and potential reduced litigation and marketing tool. And patient means shorter hospitalization, reduced pain, faster recovery time, and smaller incision, and resulting the reduced risk infection. Okay, so these are the main parts. So here that is a robotics plays a big role, and it covers the 3 sectors, like this surgeon perspective and a hospital or clinics and patients, as well as telesurgery and robotics platform that belongs under the telemedicine. The Da Vinci approach. Here you see that is some doctor is prescribed, and then patient automatically treated by the robotics. So provides the expert advice from through the teleconferencing, teleradiology, and telepathology. Okay. See, here the gallbladder stone operation, like a 68 years old patient in Strasbourg, France. He did so remotely operating in surgical robot team. Okay, they are saying and giving the instruction, and based on these, means patient is, the operation is going on in the help of the telemedicine. This is the one of the means important application under the telemedicine. This is the different scenario or instruments I am giving. The camera arm is there, the different camera arm, and instrument arms, and the center column is there. So see, this is the console in 3D vision and master controls and camera controls. Okay, So this is mainly the Da Vinci standards. So these are the instruments, and based on the telemedicine, by using in the help of the telemedicine, robotics can play a big role in the healthcare technological innovation centers. And disadvantage or limitation, you can say, and first point is the cost effective. So that's why this is a highly cost. So this is difficult to implement for means the big country has the much money, so that's why they can implement in this kind of the robotic surgery concept. This is the artificial arms. Here you know means your this is the network on chip and the system on chip. This is actually the biomems related. You can see the biomems plus telemedicines. Okay, so this is the one DLR microsurgery robotic surgery systems. Okay, so ultimately here a robot supported the surgery on the beating heart. Okay, so this is the one means futuristic robotic systems that belongs under the telemedicines. Next means the communication perspective. See, like means we have discussed different standardizations, like two parts in here. Like that is our intention is that we need to process the data from one source to another source in the help of different communication technologies. Like in the first part, this is the short range communication technology, like the personal area networks and somehow the local area network in the help of the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi means Bluetooth, Zigbee, Vibro, and ultra wideband also. Okay, and sensor to coordinator, this is the short range communication technology is better. And after that, for coordinator to means end user or telemedical hub, this is the long range communication technology, like second generation cellular structure and third generation cellular structure and 4G and 5G also you can implement. You can use for processing, for faster processing the medical data. Okay, so this is another, I mean, one communication based slide. Here the data rate you see that is the 14.4 kbps. Actually 1970, like 1970s, actually first see the history of communication, like 1936 this is the means your telephony telegraphy system, and after that 1990 telephony came into the picture in 1836, and next 1871 the telegraphy system, and 1894 that means Jesse was invented the radio communication, and 1920 is the time for the analog communication system, and 1936 to 1940 this is the digital telephone. In that time 1940 the telemedicine came into the picture. After the 1960, you know, this is the time for the PLSI and integrated circuit concept, and 1970 onward this is the first generation cellular structure came into the picture, like in the help. Main example is that the advanced mobile phone system or AMPS. And next, 1982, this is the group special for mobile. This is converted after 6 years later in 1988. This is the time for global system for mobile to cater the voice and data. And the 2.5G, you know, this is means 144 kbps data, like a GPRS, EDG. So many techniques are there. I'm not giving the details. And 1990s, this is the time for means multimedia, like a voice over internet protocol. So how to process the multimedia data? So interactive data. So like a voice over internet protocol is consist of like a session initiation protocol, voice over H.323 protocol for processing the large volume of data over a long distance. And after that 2021, this is the time for the third generation cellular structure in the help of the WCDMA. And 2010 onwards, this is the WebDM in the help of the orthogonal frequency division multiple access strategy. So 4G can become plays a dominating role. And next 2020 vision is says that this is the green technology. Okay. And here the IoT data processing by any kind of healthcare data, and that is how to process it. So in this structure, in this here, different tools are associated with this, like HTTP and MQTT and different web sockets. Okay, secured web sockets you can say, and different Azure and Isla Insight and Cisco IoT Cloud is there. AWS IoT Core, I worked on it. This is the very, by Amazon is also be there. Okay, so this is the different tools. And telemetry service means this is a node to node communication. So actually application is different. You can apply for the other smart home concept also, but in medical science, that is a by healthcare sector, means you are collecting the data from the sensor and you are processing the data to the coordinator. So sensor to coordinator, you can apply the MQTT concept in here, no problem. So that's why MQTT means that is a means request and response mechanism. They will give the request and response mechanism. Okay. So first you sending the means your device to another device, you are sending the publish command, and after getting the publish command, the means server sending the subscribe. After getting the subscribe, then you sending the data. That means request and response, then data. Okay. So that's why in the MQTT protocol plays a big role in this healthcare dimensions. And WebSockets, you know, that is a server and browser. Here HTTPS, you are using the secured data transmission. It's possible in the help of HTTP and WebSocket also. And communication technology, here I have prepared like in the 4 parts, like a one device to device communications. So one biomedical device can transmit the data to the another biomedical device in the help of the proper, suppose you can say the .3 technology, means Ethernet. And next device to gateway. Gateway means you are finding the path. When you are sending the data from one sector to the another sector, in between so many gateways are there. So you need to find out the optimal gateway, I mean based on the distance. So you can apply your digital algorithm, shortest path, any kind of algorithm you can apply it. Okay, within the autonomous system. Actually, you know, the autonomous system means that it consists of the many networks. So that's why is it possible? If possible, because of that, for interior decoration, interior routing protocol in the help of the exterior routing. Exterior routing protocol means one autonomous to another autonomous, and within the cell, within the cluster, if you would, like to transfer one device to another device, so interior routing protocol is better. And as well as device to cloud communication, because of that I already means inform you directly, if you would like to process the data to the server, so become server will be means going to the slow. So that's why better process the data to the cloud. So you can easily anytime you can access the data from the cloud, as well as the backend data sharing model is there. So this is the layering structure. Like one last part is the sensing layer, and in the middle part this is the network layer, and in this part actually this is the data ontology, and the knowledge graphs and approaches are there, and different supervised and unsupervised learning techniques, and different semantic modeling, the semantic reasoning. Okay, so this is actually mainly like a COVID means you can apply the data ontology or the means knowledge graphs in here. So that's why how to measure the spreading capability, how to measure the means spreading pattern in the help of the data ontology or semantic reasoning. Okay. And here one applications like means I have developed telewound monitoring systems. Means I will discuss in later. Just here you see that here different means ulcer patients are there. We are extracting the data in the help of the mobile, and then here we have applied the different means application different technology. Like if we will process the original image, that means your bandwidth requirement is more. And if we will process JPEG compress, SPIST means wavelet concept means I have applied in here, and then crop images. And this data, this compressed medical data processed to the telemedical hub. Telemedical hub consists of 2 parts. One is the database, patient database, another one is the image processing. So image processing means that is you need to find out the percentage of tissues. So later we will discuss. Okay. So then this is the processed image. So one is the image processing tool. Another one is the your database, patient-centric database. So based on this, your expert doctor that is observing and this kind of scenario and the symptoms, and based on this giving the the treatment modalities to the local telemedical agents, and local telemedical agents that is informing to the patients. Okay. So I'm not discussing in details like a JPEG and SPST set partition tree. And here also the transmission, basically this is the route. First read any kind of medical image, then convert it to the color to grayscale images, next convert to the image to binary format, and then BPSK is applied because of the binary phase shift being mainly used for the long distance communication techniques. If short distance communication techniques, then you can apply for means QPS, phase shift keying also, and then you can consider the AWGN general means your ideal channel also. After that, you can end of the day you can reconstruct the images. Okay, this is the one characteristic graph, that is a ideal versus your implemented one. See, this slide is important because of that. Here, original image size is 768. Okay, here accuracy is 86. Okay, size is more, accuracy is less. Here size is less, accuracy is high. So that's why SPHT set partitioning tree, that is gives the better response in this kind of images. Okay. Next, in WSN already means we have discussed, and different network is there when you are extracting the data from source to destination source basically. So sensor to coordinator. Okay, so in between sensor to coordinator and coordinator to cloud. Okay, so that's why in the WSN or WBAN you can say, and to the internet in between one gateway is there. In some cases, one network to the means sensor network, another one is the internet. In between multiple number of gateways is there. You need to find out the which gateway is more suitable based on your optimal route finding algorithm, route finding strategies you can find out, and as well as some access control point of view. This is the hybrid model. Last point is this is the hybrid model. Okay, and you can say means your Internet of Things, but I'm saying this is the sensor of things because of that sensor you plays a big role for data acquisition. If you will not able to extract the original information from the sensor, so after that, what is the meaning of the analysis of the data? So that's why sensor plays a big role for each and every position. Okay, so that's why telemedicine is fully dependent on the sensors. So that's why accurate data identification, accurate data acquisition is highly recommended for this structure. So that's why sensor means as a service or SaaS you can say. And this is the body area networks, wireless body area network. So here the major issues and challenges are associated like emergency medical care, different reliable transmission of vital patients, and to measure the low cost and better quality of the service, how to improve the quality of the service, and lightweight, and need to need to avoid the variable and implemented sensors. And another point is there, that is to minimize the complexity of the systems. Okay. And these are the different sensors that associated means with the telemedicines like ECG, EMG, blood saturation, and as well as this is a 2013 paper I have published, data rate and bandwidth latency, medical imaging. Because of that, if nowadays that is you are taking the images from the mobile, so that's why the data rate 10 Mbps, latency is means less than 100 milliseconds, reliability of stat to about 3. So these are the scenario, these are the sensor, so you can find out in the particular sensor as per your applications. And sensors, this is the same thing actually. Here means one case MQTT protocol I have applied in one telemedicine perspective, that is some publish command and notify command. So based on this, that is a how to improve the how to getting the faster response time. So that's why control, subscribe, notifying, and subscribe. These are the commands. So you need to consider before processing any kind of data. See, this is the means interesting model that as per your telemedicine I have implemented. So that's why in the left part, three sections I have mentioned. One is the wireless body and a network. Here, different but several number of implanted of external sensing nodes are there. So you are extracting the data and stored in the coordinator in the help of the data acquisition center, data acquisition controller. And this data you can process from sensor to coordinator in the help of short range communication technology or wireless PAN, Bluetooth, Wipro, and ultra wideband GPS and GP. After that, your coordinator process the data directly to the server end in the help of the 2G, 3G, and 4G technology. So faster and secure medical data transferring technology. That means this is the access network. So one part is the data acquisition, phase one. Phase two means your data processing, and third part is the e-health data processing center. Right hand part, this is the telemedical. TMH means telemedical hub, central unit. Here, that is the one part is the data analysis module. Another part is electronic health record. Electronic health record means suppose one patient transferring his data with respect to particular patient ID. So that's why with respect to the particular patient ID, this ID information, this patient information can be stored in the server with respective patient ID. Suppose Amit Kumar, patient ID 101, this data is coming from the sensor side, means patient side, and stored in the telemedical hub. Here data center is there. So with respect to the 101, always Amit Kumar data will be stored. That means you can measure the patient history also in near future. Okay. And another thing is there, that is mHealth and eHealth scenario. Here, see, I have implemented like read the image. I have created means designed one metadata. Metadata means you're having a two parts. One is means you can upload the images like 2-3 images, and so better image the doctor can consider, or you can consider for further processing, and as well as the patient clinical information or patient data management, like a name, ID, sex, and DOB, address at time of diagnosis and wound site, previous visit history, patient history, current medication, means ethnic origin, different contact number, and year of diagnosis, like 2010 year of diagnosis, 2015, 2018, 2021. So that's a patient information can be monitored. Otherwise, some hard copy prescription, that is okay. Now I am facing one problem. Just going to visit the one doctor. I am saying that is okay. 3 years back, I have faced same problem. A doctor is fully in the in the big scenario. So it will be better with respect to the patient ID. Patient can move any clinic or anywhere. So that's why doctor first check the ID number. So with respect to the particular ID number, doctor sees means observe the patient means previous scenario, and based on this, and they can prescribe. Okay. See, this is means your mobile based application I have designed. They have the prototype implementation with respect to the patient ID and feedback. So on the patient portal, the telephone monitoring system, ankle and has been found. This is a wounded person, doctor feedback, and patient. Okay, patient based on the patient images, doctor can prescribe. So that's why doctor portal is also be there. And decision making, I am not giving the full details, but one point is that is in telemedical application by biomedical data handling. Here AI plays a big role because of that. Source to destination end in between the multiple number of devices are there, multiple number of objects are there. So each and every object having their own decision making unit. But end of the day, you need to measure, you need to design the means intelligent healthcare data delivery point of view. So that's why AI plays a big role in this structure. Okay. And so it plays a different sector like a management information system, data streaming, and rule-based or expert system like data mining, neural network, machine learning, case-based reasoning, data visualization. Okay, and telerobotic also. So that's why AI plays a big role in medical sector. Okay. And data analytics point of view, in 2020, I mean 26 billion data means IoT devices. So that's why in 2030, that is a more than 54 billion data that is will be generating. Okay, for particular for I mean healthcare sector in the help of the big data concept. Okay. And different applications like one point in AI implementation can greatly enhance the care delivery, like increase the interoperability between sensor systems and user, and means electronic medical records vendors, and different application, image recognition, interpretation, diagnostic assistant, generating reminders and alert, and different therapy. And benefits mean faster and accurate diagnostics, and reduce human errors, cost reduction, and virtual presence and telemedicine. Okay. So somehow that is a means AI, you know, that this is a big domain, and each and every sector AI plays a big role. But in telemedicine, but specifically for health data transmitting case, that is it will be better. for considering the adaptive decision-making systems. And 2026, 20% esteemed unmet demand addressable in the via artificial intelligence. So one is the clinician supply versus clinician demand. So you need to balancing in the help of the AI. So that's why this is the real scenario. And day by day, computing for the generating device like a green IoT and the green concept. One of the power saving concept is there. So human centric devices but generating data, and IoT devices generating data. So day by day, you see the IoT IoT means integrated means any kind of health related device. Okay, so that is tremendously increasing. So millions of unit. Okay, and machine learning or a major breakthrough for the pattern recognition. Because of that, at the end of the sector, we need to classify the data. So data regression and data classification model is required. So in the help of the learning analytics, I can say. So this is the one structure for economic impact and knowledge automation for the different occupations in the 2025 and different sector. And you see the in the healthcare, this is nearly the 0.4 trillion dollar invested. Okay, for machine learning application perspective point of view. Machine learning, see, that is the basics of machine learning, but due to the time constant, I am giving the one important slide to you. Here, KNN approach mainly used for the classification. Naive-Bayes approach you can apply for the classification approach, SVM classification, but linear regression, this is an SVM means support vector regression. These are the means algorithm you can use only for the regression method, and as well as classification and regression trees used for classification, regression, and random forest I have used for classifying the data. And I will show the one particular example here. Random forest provides the better means accuracy. Okay. Another bagging classification regression tools for data processing tasks came in, and density based spatial clustering of application with noise. Here mainly the covers the clustering and different PCA and canonical correlation analysis used for the feature extraction. And neural networks and one class neural network mean regression, classification, clustering, and feature extraction. That is in this particular area that is you can apply. That is FNN for anomaly detection. Here one class SVM you can apply for data processing purpose. Okay. So our intention is that in the help of different machine learning techniques, that is, we need to measure the better accuracy and improve the patient experience and cost reduction and enhance the manageability and the different medical tracks and medicine adherence and dramatic reduction of errors. Actually for error control and error correction scheme is that and if your loss is significantly low, so that's why you just revert back and ask to resend the data. And if during transmission your data error is high, so better you reject the data, okay, and ask for resend the another data. So that's why this is the summary. Because of that, AI, IoT, and cloud, WN, IoT, IoMT, and data analytics in the help of different augmented scenario, that is how to improve the telemedicine systems. Okay. Another point, two applications I will discuss. Like one is the epileptical seizure detection under the telemedicine. So epileptical seizure detection, this is the sudden synchronous activity of a group of neurons to produce the sudden spark in the brain activity. So that's a normal and abnormal. And here we need to characterize the normal and abnormal scenario. And then we would like to find out that is how to cover up the seizure scenario in the help of the telemedicine. So I'm not discussing the details. Okay, just one slide is there. Here ERP recording settings, like how technology works for monitoring the epileptical data, like some clinician screen and ERP presentations. So that means they are acquiring the data from the patient end, as well as clinician doing some kind of screening that are provided by the ERP presentations. ERP mainly giving the accurate final data that these are coming from the medical image processing or the database, patient database. So here normal versus abnormal, and we have compared and find out the accuracy. So either normal and as well as partial seizure case and generalized seizure. Generalized is okay, there is no problem, but normal versus abnormal, this difference, this differentiation we have measured in the help of the telemedicine base. These are the method basically. See, here things are devices are there, like a model and the cloud-based model acquiring the EEG data, and this data is processed in transmission of the data through the communication gateways, and means internet and cloud is the data storing and signal enhancement and feature extraction classification will also be there. After that, this secured accessing of the patient information and process to the health expert, and health expert provide his recommendation, and this recommendation is processed to the patients. Okay, and another one is say another one for chronic wound. So just seriously look into this. This is the one of the important area. How to how I applied in telemedicine concept in here, because of that. Actually, the chronic wound, mostly the aged people more than 60 years old, they have been facing a different ulcerous problem like a venous ulcer and diabetic ulcer, and pressure ulcer, malignant ulcer, and pyoderma gangrenosum. This is also. So here this is the three tissue concept is there, and in the first case, this is the granulation tissue. This is the red color. Red color means granulation tissue. That means this is the initial stage. Slab means this is the yellow color. After taking the medicine, after a few days later, you can see that the red color converted to the yellow. So that's why yellow means slab tissue. And after that, yellow color is converted to the black color. That means this is the necrotic tissue. So that means red, yellow, and black. So you can say this is the RYB model. Okay. So our intention is that we need to extract the percentage of tissue information and be in the help of the color feature. So if you need to find out the dominating color, percentage of dominating color, and based on these, you can predict it belongs to the which tissue, granulation, slab, and necrotic. Clear? Next, the manual observation, that is our intention is that we need to develop some automated diagnostic tool with respect to the means manual observations. Manual observations like in the help of the transparency, seat tracing, and alignment of the saline injections. Okay, this is the means painful. So that's why in the somehow we need to apply some automated diagnostic tool. This is also the inaccurate and painful also. So that's why this slide is very much important to you, because of that one left hand side, this is the limitations. So I have find out the lack of qualitative assessment, but motivation is this is the qualitative assessment. Enhance the quality assessment. Limitation based on the color and texture, and motivation means that is the most dependent on the color. Most more ambiguities for detecting the chronic wound types. The associated, this is the one of the major limitation. Another one, the less ambiguities are there, and no information of the percentage of wound tissue, but the information is also there. And this is highly expert dependent, but here that is automated system less expert dependent. And interesting thing is there is no community database available. So that's why we have developed one the community database. So moreover, in any developing countries like India or any other, poor access of the healthcare and inadequate the clinical manpower, a poor healthcare infrastructure, and less literacy rate. So that's why somehow there is a need for developing an integrated technology for the means ulcer image management, chronic wound management. So that's a computer aided wound diagnostic tool, but computer aided disease diagnostic tool is required in the help of the tele-wound monitoring systems. So that's why you here need to study the international status before means if you will do something in your particular project, you need to identify what is the present scenario with international purpose and your national purpose. So that's why this is means international purpose. Okay, distribution of the tissue types in 5 categories of chronic wounds. This is not reported by comprehensive software for automated chronic wound image screening. This is not possible. And national level, you see community database. There is no community database and comprehensive software for automated chronic image screening and management will also be there. So that's why in this structure, basically the system model that is in left hand side, one is the data acquisition. The smart intelligent sensor is there, like an image sensor. Because of that, we are taking the dermatological skin data. So that's why camera means camera image sensor is used. Okay, that is in 10 Mbps data rate. And mobile agents, this is the extracting the data from the means patients. And this is put created a one metadata. I have already discussed this metadata. Means one is the image, another one patient history. This data is processed to the teleund technology network, but teleund network you can say. This data is processed to the CAD module. CAD module means computer aided diagnostic tool. This computer aided diagnostic tool is connected with the wound database. So that's why 101 patient ID. This data is stored with the wound database, and this wound means image data is processed to the image processing. So image processing means image pre-processing, segmentation, and feature extraction, classification. After that, doctor can see that how much percentage, how much percentage of issues are available in this sector, and based on this, the doctor can prescribe. Okay, and this data processed to the telemedical agent, and telemedical agent means informing to the nearby patients. Okay. Next working model, like image acquisition and clinical information kept in the metadata I told you, and this metadata inputted to the CAD module, image processing tool. That means this is the belongs under the telemedical hub. So read images from the metadata, and after that pre-processing like a color correction, noise reduction, and color homogenization. So color space selection here. Okay, here 45 channel I have considered, and next wound area identification and feature extraction, and finally the validations. See, this is the data acquisition, and I have collected the data from the primary source and secondary source also. Because of that, two hospital, DSH and MMCH, I went there for several times, and I have collected the few patient information, the few patient data. So that's why I have designed the ONCH benchmark data. Okay. So next, this data is processed to the image pre-processing, and here color correction method is there. So Retinax theory means I have applied. See, here means pre-processing means color correction, original image. Another one is red is green is constant. Okay, green average is constant. So green average over red and green average over B. So that's why this is a means UV balance means we have considered in this for color correction cases. And then median 5x5 filter is used, and here also that is a different filter. More than 15 filters we have means I have considered, and here I have seen that for MSc and PSNR, SNR, and ME, median filter plays a big role. So that's why I have considered the median filter for pre-processing stage. Then colors means different color channels out of 45 channels like RGB, YCBC, or YDVDR. So I have seen that that is a DB channel in YDVDR color space provides the better performance. Because of that, provide the high contrast. So how to measure the contrast? So that means IWXY, that means image pixel belongs to the wound, means your affected portion minus background. So affected minus background. So here means I have measured, I have extract. So that's what some value I have already mentioned. The highest value, highest contrast value I have considered. The first case 5x5 median filter I have considered. Second case DB channel I have considered. Okay. Next segmentation. See, this is the original information, color correction after median filtering, after anisotropic diffusion for age preservation, and next your DB channel. See, then I applied 3 clustering means method like K-mean and fuzzy C-mean and spatial fuzzy C-mean. So see the result here. DB channel FCM better the better response, like a 98 point something segmentation accuracy. So that's why in the segmentation stage, FCM plays a gives the better performance. See, this is means your wound images. Okay. See, so actually means you need to compare with the ground truth image. Means you can see the gold standard also, like a means the original image versus means your with respect to the ground truth. You can apply different clustering techniques, and at the end of the day, you see that is means I got the better response in the help of the FCM segmentation techniques. So wound tissue classification, segmentation, segmented wound images processed to the feature extraction and selection of the training data. And you know that is in this work that is I have generated more than 14 lakhs feature values. That is for existing literature mainly 6 to 7,000, 7 lakhs. But I have created because of that. This was my own benchmark. And after that, I have applied because of that segmentation is already done, but we need to classify the data. Our intention is that is we need to increase the accuracy. So that's why Bayesian classifier and linear discriminant analysis and discrete decision making, decision tree and random forest we apply. Okay, see here the data acquisition point of view, 96 images were taken in the database. Granulation 35, slab 25, necrotic means black color is 20, and randomly 16 images. So you see total 14 lakhs something pixel information is there, where 4 lakhs, nearly 5 lakhs in granulation, 7 means your slab tissue, and 2 lakhs your necrotic tissue. Okay, and then see that is in feature means case density plot means I have applied in here because of that for finding the feature overlapping scenario is highly overlapping. That means this is the bad. Is less overlapping, this is the good. So that's why based on the 7 channel we have considered RGB, LV and BH. So that's why 7 color channel, and I am finding that is a for in the help of the case density plot the less overlapping. This one the red channel means R channel means less overlapping. See these are the less overlapping. Okay, this is the case density plot you can apply for your feature extraction point of view. See, and this is the highly overlap in the B channel. So that's why you need to ignore. Okay, and this is the 3 tissue slab, necrotic and granulations. And wound tissue classification I am not discussing in details, like LDA, linear discriminant analysis, because of that for maximizing the class separability for reduce the dimensional space, for searching the linear combination of the variable data. And decision tree mean 10 trees, 10 tree, actually 10 trees become create form say one forest. 10 decision trees I have considered to apply that to create the forest. That's why random forest I have applied. So input I have given the number of training data set, and number of feature space, and number of trees, number of classes, and number of testing data set. And finally we are generating the random forest classifier. So you see, this is the cropping. Cropping means here CorelDRAW software I have used because of that for finding the feature extractions like different tissues, granulation, slab and necrotic. And then you see the original images and versus ground truth images, and this is the classification. See in this picture, suppose see in this picture, the yellow color is more. Yellow color means that means this RYB model. RYB model yellow color means this is the slab tissue. Slab tissue means your middle stage. Here red color is there means granulation tissue. That means this is the starting age. So doctor can giving means they can provide the better treatment by medicine perspective with respect to the automated characterized result. Okay, I will show the one means validation. So finally, you see that random forest provides, see the tissue-wise accuracy, and random forest provides 93% of overall accuracy with respect to the LDA, NBM, decision trees. These are the results: granulation tissues and slab tissue and necrotic tissue. Okay, and here proposed methodology 93. Here Meditech database and collected Indian data set. So that's why this is my own database, own benchmark database. And as well, I have compared with the existing database like SVM. This author is proposed in giving the 88. The same method I have used, but here means I have designed my own database. Okay, SVM Bayesian and SVM third polynomial kernel and AN, and I implemented and compared with the existing scenario. See, in this structure in the first original image, and then we have applied the clustering mechanism, and in the help of this, we have characterized data. The red color is 74. Yeah, 74 means your red color is more. But automated diagnostic tool is better. It gives the accurate result. But in manual observation, doctor says that no, this is the 40% redness. So based on the 40%, and doctor can prescribe the medicines. But here system says that no, this is 74% of red color is there. So that means that is a doctor strongly recommended the medicine based on the data. Transmission we have discussed already, and this is the own database, medical data, and this is the database, mobile metadata architecture, and this is the flowchart, and this is data we have discussed. This is the different telewound monitoring in the help of mHealth and mobile health and electronic health. Okay, you can upload the images also, and this is the patient history. You can search any patient ID, so then means you can find out the patient. If doctor checked the patient history, no. Last one is yes. He's check it. Okay. And this is identified. This is the patient number. These are the one side means patient history, patient images. Another side the patient history and doctor feedback panel. You need to visit the nearby dermatology to get the wound treated. Already he recommended some medicines. And here MySQL PHP is considered because of that for low cost and open source, very much compatible and easy to access. So our intention to minimize the cost and license structure. And I have taken the validation point of view for international expert from Germany, and he is. I sent my tool to the respective surgeon, Thomas Wild in Germany. And the last couple of years we have been doing some wound related project in the help of the telemedicines. Okay, and so that's why he recommended, and he told me that system is okay. Okay, and another one for Indian, I visited for expert doctor in the MBBS MD doctor, and here he written that is for his manual observation he observed 40%, but in my automated diagnostic tool he says that there is 80%. So this is the far difference. So that's why he recommended that is okay, and your automated diagnostic tool gives the better response. Okay. And another thing is that I have taken the recommendation from the expert doctor in School of Medical Science and Technology in IIT Kharagpur, and Dr. A. Mitra, and he also recommended in my work. So that's why in the validation is required whenever you are doing something in the biomedical sector. And thank you. Anything else? So in this short period, that is I cover up mostly and telemedicine and different sensor and means IoT related and communication related basically. So that's why based on means your actually my point is that means this is an interactive session. I am also the learner. So in today I am giving my lecture, and this is the one-way communication. So that's why in my class also I am very much interactive. So that's why I'm always the learner. So if you have any question, you can ask freely, and whatever my knowledge and yeah, and I will share the PPT, no problem. And time to time, and as well as that you search my name in Google also for telemedicine perspective, and you download any paper. But my each and every paper I follow the same rule, how to first problem formulation and how to design the background of the work. So first your title, you set the title. Next, find out the object, means your area, working area. Next, find out the objectives. So better better trying to serve means your some background survey is required. Background, some introductory session. Next, motivation. Next, prepare your methodology slides, methodology and flowchart. After that, you start a work done. Then always try to implement the existing algorithm. No problem. Then you can apply. Because of that, we are not a big scientist kind of things. So innovation means in terms of modification, how to modify, how to provide the better treatment modality to the patients. This is the ultimate or only one motto in the telemedicine. Okay. Okay, anything?
Participants. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Participants, any doubt, any questions?
Yes, ma'am, I have a question.
Okay, proceed, ma'am.
Yeah. Sir, so this is a lot of work that has been shown, sir, in today's presentation. Sir, my doubt was slide number 58. You said that using compressed data, the accuracy is more, like around 99% data is retrieved. That is, accuracy is very high. How come, sir? Like in compressed data, we have only the sparse.
This is the means simple logic. Because of that, your data size is less. That means your data loss probability is very much less. There is less chance for data loss. So size is less means, okay, suppose you are carrying something in your bag. Size is means instrument size is big, so loss probability is high. But size is less, loss probability is less. So that's why you can easily improve the accuracy.
Okay.
So here image size is big. Okay, listen, another example. You are sending the big size image through the wireless channel. So your loss probability high or low? High.
High.
So that's how to improve the accuracy. So that's why in this case, that is I have considered, that is a first case I have transmitted the original image 768 KB. I have seen that now because of that the loss probability also be there. Next I crop the images 20 KB. Next I have applied JPEG compressed image for 39 something. After that I have applied the SPHT for my for this particular problem. Maybe this concept you can apply for your particular case. Maybe the other algorithm provide the better response. And you need, end of the day, you need to find out the accuracy. Highest accuracy is always welcome. Okay.
Okay. The method used, sir, here for compressed data is
Compressed data. Actually, biomedical actually one patient data when coordinated to server. So in between we are applying the long range communication technology. Long range data means this is the wireless techniques. So if we will process the uncompressed data, that means the bandwidth occupancy is high. So that's why we are compressing the data, and end of the day we are decompressing the data. So that's why bandwidth occupancy is significantly less, and as well as we can get the accurate means reconstructed data, not a fully original image.
Okay, so you compressed and you recovered and then applied, no, sir?
Exactly.
Okay, so that was I was actually worrying because we have, when we compress, we have only sparse data, no?
Yes.
Then
No. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No. Your point is right. I am applying the compressing technique only for the communication perspective.
Okay.
But that is, I am not applying any kind of for accuracy point of view, but classification, not only the compressed data. See the always the decompressed data.
Okay, which filters are used, sir, here?
Actually, this one I have applied in the remote chronic wound imaging, chronic wound ulcer imaging.
Okay. Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Next.
Any more questions from participants?
Yes, I have one question, Dr. Mamata. I'm speaking about compression. If you compress the image or any particular data, especially when you are concerned with biomedical data, will it not affect the outcome, total outcome
No
in the
problem.
diagnosis?
But thing is that is you are handling the emergency data. You are handling means your patient-centric data. That means anyhow you need to protect the data at the starting end. So protection is highly recommended. Without protection, without security mechanism, without compression is no problem. This is optional. As per your requirement, you can use. But data synthesis, data mapping, data tuning, this is the one of the major area. Because of that, you are processing the data through the wireless channel. So that's why your point is right.
Okay.
Next.
Okay, ma'am. Any more questions? I think we already have crossed the time, and we have one more session in the afternoon. So, sir, thank you very much, sir, for taking your time to prepare such a wonderful presentation for us. It was incredibly informative and interesting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And participants, please join for the session 2 at 2 o'clock. I'm ending the session. Same link will be shared, and also feedback link will be shared in the afternoon along with the attendance link. Thank you, sir.